Thousands of people took to the streets on Friday calling for President Jacob Zuma to step down. The mass demonstrations come after Zuma ordered a cabinet reshuffle which included sacking the country's respected finance minister Pravin Gordhan. Although the knives are out for the embattled South African leader, he has so far survived several calls for him to resign.
So this was an interesting week in South African politics. A lot of things happened where we saw a cabinet reshuffle by our elected president, which might not have been too constitutional at the end of the day. We now have been demoted to junk status, which kind of affects everybody in the country, whether they like it or not. On Friday we saw mass gatherings, a really good thing to kind of see people coming together for a change in this country for a common cause. A lot of people are worried about the country and they're trying to do what they can to save us at the end of the day. And so we thought we'd do a song this week. It's called Silver Hill. So I started writing the song when we heard that our president was building himself quite a big homestead.
A small palace.
And using a huge amount of taxpayers' money to do this.
Money into that crystal glass till it overflows. In the aftermath, drink up your upper class. Slip your body into that little bath. The water overflows. In the aftermath, watch the world as it fades away. She said, the world on fire.
Matthew wrote this as a kind of politically charged song. I think in a previous video, I don't know which one it was.
Lungs.
Yeah, that's right. You talked about how often in your songs, the romance of your songs and the politics go together. Our entire lives are dictated by politics, by other people's decisions who, either make good decisions for us or bad decisions. And this can affect pretty much everything in your life. I guess the song's a bit like that in that it has the very big political aspect, but also the personal aspect. One of the most popular types of political music is punk rock. So punk rock was always meant to be, a stand against structures and social norms.
And even authentic hip-hop spoke about a struggle. Rock, hip-hop, and punk rock were all about that, about standing up for something greater than yourself. Rock music has been kind of suffering a bit lately. Music stands for more than something easy to listen to get you through your day. It becomes a driving force. Bob Dylan used music to get his message across to a generation who needed a voice, to tackle politics, to speak about philosophy, to speak about the struggles. You think about Vietnam, you think about apartheid. It goes hand in hand, it's struggle music at the end of the day.
And in South Africa we don't have a shortage of struggle music. There were people who struggled for years, decades. The amount of music that came out of that is incredible.
Well, South Africa unfortunately does have a very pained history. United, we can kind of address these things by expressing our pain, by talking about what's wrong, by holding up a mirror in front of your face and seeing yourself and what is wrong with the country. Greed is a big problem. That's where corruption begins. We're sort of driven and motivated by making money, by having titles, and about showing everybody else who we are. It needs to be crushed. We need to stand together. We need to be a community. We've seen the suburbs put up big walls that's isolated groups of people from one another. It also means you can't have a block party. You can't bring all the kids over to your house and be a garage band.
I don't even know my neighbors' names.
You have to kind of see where you're going wrong sometimes to then stand up and say, okay, this is the problem. Let's address it. We've seen this country come close to collapse before. Somehow we've always managed to get through it. We're quite a resilient nation.
Let's talk a bit about the actual song, the lyrics of this particular song.
Blue Label, Johnny Walker. It's kind of like a status thing. When you pour that into a glass, you're kind of showing your wealth. Music videos these days, they like pouring champagne in a swimming pool and over breasts and bums and things. So waste kind of shows that you have money.
The age of this song is actually a testament to how long our president has been getting away with crazy stuff.
He surrounded himself with people who protect him and finance him. And it seems to be becoming a common theme with world leaders and things that are happening at the moment. You look at the likes of Donald Trump and how he's going against what the US kind of stood for. The Statue of Liberty in the harbor is supposed to be a welcome beacon for immigrants who need to make a new life for themselves. You see that happening in Europe as well. It's nuts. It's like we're living in the beginning of some dystopian story.
Yeah, people forget what it means to actually just be human.
The lack of humanity boils down to self-preservation. And it's not about a party. It's about people in power who are essentially raping the country of its wealth. There are a lot of people in this country who have nothing. And they might think, well, what does it mean if I have nothing and I'm going to lose nothing? But it really affects people at the end of the day. Food prices will go up, petrol will go up, interest rates will go up, and it's going to be hell for a lot of people.
If you can think of a family who is struggling to even afford food, it's going to be twice the struggle to try and earn food for their family. Silver Hill was also inspired by a movie, was it not?
Yes, a movie called Factory Girl, about a model who was close to Andy Warhol. His studio was called The Factory, and it also shows a very quick rise to fame, money, opulence, and then a very, very quick and sudden loss of all of that, and what it means when you have nothing. And she was instituted in a place called Silver Hill,
which is a mental hospital.
Who are you without your money? You need to look at yourself in the mirror and figure that one out.
Yeah, identify yourself. gain an identity in something which isn't a title or a job, because these things they're temporary, you know. I mean, there are positives to the politics which are currently going on in the country, but I was very encouraged by this march we had on Friday, 7th of April. People from different walks in life, people with different salaries, people with different cultures, just to come together and march against a common cause, and that common cause is to bring down the corruption that we see in the government. It really saw something peaceful and progressive towards a movement. If the South African nation, the people of South Africa collectively have the power to do something like that, then obviously we collectively have the power to make a difference and do the right thing and make a tremendous change. Now is the right time to drop whatever prejudice you have, to drop whatever faction thinking you have, and stand together for the right thing. Everyone's always very quick to criticize people, break people down, but how willing are you to build something together? Don't let other people make you feel guilty about being brave. Do what you believe is right. That will make all the difference.
Hello, Stefan.
Hello.
What will you be showing us today?
A magic trick.